Hey everyone, Spot of Nerd here. I wanted to give you a top 5 reasons as to why The Walking Dead is currently not only my favorite show on television, but hopefully yours as well.
I woke up today in the hospital. Came home, that's all I know. We don't kill the living.
Many of you probably already watched the show. If you don't, I highly recommend it. And then of course, if you don't watch the show because you just don't want to watch it, that's cool. That's what this channel is all about. You know, let's talk about it. Tell me why you don't like it. Some folks have told me it's too much drama, which, I can agree with you on that in certain levels, especially as the seasons have gotten, into season 5 and 6. But it's still ultimately one of the greatest television shows for these very reasons. Number 5, of course, is the zombie factor, is the gore factor, is just the nasty, gruesome ways of what would happen in this situation. You have one episode where you have a horde of zombies that you have to take care of, and then you have another couple of episodes where you have cannibals, that you have people literally eating other people. And which brings me to number 4, is the psychological factor. I love this show and how realistic it is. Yes, it's a fictional show. Yes, there are no zombies, unless you count people on their phones and the general public, but that's a whole nother topic. But it shows you and it tells you and it almost prepares you, if this ever were to go down, how you would handle the situation. I know where all the pharmacies are locally. I know where to hide out. I know where the gun stores are. The realism of this show is incredible, because as the seasons have progressed, you start to learn that it's not the zombies that are the biggest threat. It's humans.
Pissing our pants yet? Boy, do I have a feeling we're getting close. Yeah. Gonna be pee-pee pants city here real soon.
What you will do to survive, and it's phenomenal as the seasons have progressed. Minus the cliffhanger that they did with season 6, which I call absolute bullshit. Feel free to comment, tell me how you thought that went. I'll talk about who I think died a little bit later. With The Walking Dead, of course, I'm gonna touch base with this show many times in the future, so this is just a brief kind of top 5. So, number 3, the emotional connection you have with the characters. If you look at Fear the Walking Dead, again, I'll probably have another episode, Fear the Walking Dead versus The Walking Dead. Fear is terrible. To this day, we're 2.5 seasons into Fear the Walking Dead, and I still can't tell you what the names of the characters are. You have a mom who is Lori Part 2. You've got a dad who couldn't light a match to save his life. You've got a really cool grandfather type guy. Still don't know what his name is. You got a son who's a drug addict who is just a whack job. You got a daughter who's cute and attractive, don't know her purpose. And of course you have the African American guy who seems to work for some secret service or something like that. So again, long story I'll talk about another time. But the characters in The Walking Dead are the ones that you fall in love with. Which of course leads me to number 2 and number 1. Number 2 being Daryl Dixon. Ladies, I know you love him. Mr. Norman Reedus is just phenomenal. If you've seen from episode 1 all the way through to where we are now, the changes that these characters go through, you know, the lonesome warriors that have to now live with the group in order to survive. In that same sense, you have Rick Grimes, who one day wakes up from a coma and there are bodies everywhere. There are just dead people everywhere. I mean, what would you do? What would you do is the biggest question I love asking people. I mean, would you just run and hide? Would you assume it was a dream? But what if it was real? And you can see the progression that Rick goes through. In the beginning, you know, he has to be that sensible morality.
I'm sorry this happened to you.
You know, you can't kill the living. You have to survive through being a human being. And as the seasons progress, that's not the case. Sometimes in order to defend your group, in order to survive, you've got to do some things that probably even you didn't expect you could do.
AK-47, 44 Magnum, automatic weapons, night scope. There's a compound bow and a machete with a red handle. That's what I'm gonna use to kill you.
Let alone have the conscience to do. So I love that factor. I think Andrew Lincoln does an incredible job playing this character, and as we go into season 7 coming up in October, it's going to be amazing to see the transformation from innocent Rick in season 1 to, let's be honest, he worked his way up to being one of his arch enemies, Shane, his partner in crime. You know, they're basically the same people now.
Way of doing things is done. Things don't get better because you want them to. Starting right now, we have to live in the real world. We have to control who lives here.
That's never been more clear to me than it is right now.
Me? You mean me? Your way's gonna destroy this place. It's gonna get people killed. It's already gotten people killed. And I'm not gonna stand by.
To which my personal favorite topic of calling it is the Ricktatorship. You know, he is in control and he just does not give a you-know-what. But of course, the people that's most loyal to him, his group, he will do whatever it takes. So it'll be interesting to see where season 7 goes. We all know, of course, with Negan coming into the playing field, things are going to get a lot worse for Rick. And how he handles this situation will determine, I think, you know, the future of the group, the future of Alexandria. So It's cool if you have not read the comics, because for one thing, what's coming is going to be spectacular. It's going to be heartbreaking. But if you have read the comics, which I have, you know that some amazing stuff is trekking along. And as the show and the comic progress together, you know there will be slight differences. And that's what I love again about this show is, though you might know what's coming, you don't know how it's coming. For example, when Herschel, spoiler alert, I mean if you haven't watched by now, spoiler. Apparently there's some fire trucks in the background. See, it's already started. Zombie apocalypse, fire trucks, there you go. Anyway, going back, so with season 3, Herschel got his head chopped off. In the comic book, that's Tyrese. And I love that, because you think at the end where you're like, the governor just disappears, and you go, well, wait a minute, that's not how the comics went. And then of course the governor comes back, he gets a tank, he takes Herschel and Michonne hostage, and you're thinking, no, they could, no. And then, bam, Herschel gets his head taken off. So it's incredible the way they do the show versus the comic, because it's always keeping you on your toes, and that's what I love. That's what I love about it, you know. So again, I encourage you to watch it if you haven't. If you do, let me know what you think. I mean, I'd love to know the theories that are going on as to who Negan has killed in that season 6 cliffhanger. Spoiler. Oops, I said that over beforehand. And keep watching along with Spot a Nerd. Hopefully we'll get some comments for these videos, and we'll go from there. Alright, take it easy guys. Later.